Good afternoon. For Telesur, I'm Sarah Begum in Caracas, Venezuela. We begin here today in Venezuela, where President Nicolas Maduro outlined a new economic plan for the country during a press conference Tuesday night in the presidential palace of Miraflores. During his address, President Maduro described a two-year plan aimed at changing Venezuela's economic model. The former union leader announced the creation of a high-level commission that will be charged with tackling inflation and optimizing investment in the South American nation. Maduro also referred to a new exchange system in the country in order to combat the economic war that is being waged by conservative business sectors in Venezuela as well as Washington.
Un nuevo sistema cambiario.
There's a new exchange system based on perfecting the needs of various markets. The details of this exchange system will come into force and be explained by Marcos Torres, Economic Vice President and President of the Venezuelan Central Bank, after the end of the year.
Taking a look now at some of the key points of Venezuela's new economic plan, President Maduro highlighted that the announced government commission will be responsible for implementing a new exchange system in the country. It will oversee fiscal reform and the optimization of public investment. This will go hand in hand with the strengthening of both international and domestic currency reserves, a stabilization of prices, and the creation of special economic zones. In Mexico, families of the 43 abducted students from Ayotzinapa announced that anti-government protests would increase in 2015. New Year's Eve will see thousands march from the Attorney General's office in Mexico City to the presidential palace. On Friday, a hunger strike will be initiated. Then on Saturday, further actions will be discussed in Ayotzinapa, where since Monday protesters are partially blocking a major highway, demanding the missing students be found alive. Staying in Mexico, a new report by the country's Investigation and National Security Center has revealed that the number of phone tappings in the country has soared under President Peña Nieto. According to figures from the CISEN, during the six-year administration of Mexico's former president Felipe Calderón, the intelligence body carried out 299 phone tappings, while during the first 22 months of Peña Nieto's government, the security agency has made 974 tappings. And also in Mexico, native activists fight against the loss of ancestral land. The Yaqui tribe says its existence is under threat due to a battle over its constitutionally recognized right to water. Our correspondent Clayton Conn has more.
This year saw various protests by the indigenous Yaqui tribe from the northern arid state of Sonora. The group says a state-sponsored aqueduct project threatens their way of life.
In Sonora, they plan another attempt to evict the Yaqui tribes from its lands, stealing our water that has been our legal and ancestral right.
In September, the tribe's outspoken leaders, Maria Luna and Fernandez Jimenez, were detained. Activists called the arrests an attempt to silence an indigenous movement that defends its territorial rights.
The reason is that they are defending their water that is being robbed by the Sonora state government in order to give it to foreign companies and the ranches that belong to state politicians.
The mega project, called the Independence Aqueduct, was announced by the state government in 2010. It seeks to pump 75 million cubic meters of water each year from the Yaqui River to the Sonora capital, Hermosillo.
And this is a good example of the government's vision, which is to simply take the water. For them, it is not important how it is regenerated or how the watershed functions. It has been a mega project that for them is just business.
However, here in this meeting of the National Indigenous Congress, the Yaqui tribe says the detentions of their leadership will not stop their struggle.
They thought our struggle was going to be finished, but that won't happen. Behind Mario, there are people. Behind Thomas, there are people. Behind me, there are people. This won't end.
While authorities sustain that the project is needed for the growing city of Hermosillo, the Yaqui tribe argues that distribution is not the problem, rather its usage. Clayton Conn, Telesur, Mexico City.
And we go now to Ecuador, where President Rafael Correa is ending the year with impressive levels of popular support for management of the country. According to a poll released earlier this week, over 60% of Ecuadorians approve of President Correa's performance as head of state. The president of the survey institute which carried out the poll, Polibio Cordova, referred to the support as unprecedented due to Correa's ability to maintain a high level of approval since first being elected in 2007. And in world news, the 15-member UN Security Council failed to adopt the Arab coalition's bid calling for the creation of a Palestinian state. 8 countries voted in favour of the motion and 5 abstained. The US and Australia both voted against it. The UK abstained despite saying it supported much of the draft. Russia rejected the outcome of the vote and the objections of countries that said the proposal undermined the negotiation process between Palestine and Israel. On Tuesday, Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas warned his administration would no longer deal with Israel if the resolution was not approved. As the year comes to an end, a survey by Gallup suggests 2014 could be the best in Russian President Vladimir Putin's political career. His popularity increased from 54% in 2013 to 83% this year. The polling firm attributed his rise in popularity to a wave of nationalism that has followed Crimea's integration into Russia and the Sochi Winter Olympic Games. More on these and other stories on our website, telesortv.net/English. We end today showing you New Year celebrations from around the world. Australia, New Zealand and North Korea, to name just a few, have already started their fireworks into 2015. For Telesort English, I'm Sarah Begum. Have a good day and a Happy New Year.